Hello guys and gals. This is part 8 of Mythical Monsters, Legendary Fearsome Creatures. We'll start with the part 8. Okay, start with the copyright information, as always. This is a book by Gerrie, McCall, and Chris McNab, and it's produced by Scholastic for ages 10 and up. And we left off with Luck Dragon before, good old Falcor from the Neverending Story. I can just find out where it was. As you can see, we are making great strides toward the end of this book. This is the second to last episode, really. And we are ready for the Norwegian Ridgeback, which I think was J.K. Rowling's or something. As I said in the last video, I don't know anything about the Harry Potter series. I haven't read the books or seen any of the movies, so this is going to be news to me. It says, wings. The leathery wings bear the dragon aloft while it circles the skies, hunting and swoops down, hunting on unsuspecting prey in a surprise attack. Okay. So its wings are powerful, in other words. Okay. Claws. Curved razor-sharp talons give the dragon a firm, deadly grip as it bears its prey away to kill and devour it in a secluded location. That's a good idea. Jaws, it says, muscular jaws lined with poisonous fangs are used to kill the water-dwelling creatures and large mammals upon which the dragon feeds. Its intense roar confuses and paralyzes prey with fear. Head. Bronze horns are employed to fight other dragons for dominance. During courtship, males use their horns to strip trees of bark and cottages of shingles in order to impress females. So they're kind of like deer in that regard. But not the shingle thing. The whole bark stripping thing. Body. At birth, the scales covering the body are thin and soft. As the dragon matures, they harden into impenetrable plates. Okay. And we're going to just take a pan out from that. Okay. Now, let's see what we have here. It says, Hagrid, keeper of the keys and grounds at Hogwarts, keeps a baby Norwegian Ridgeback named Norbert as a pet in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Hagrid wins the black dragon egg from a stranger during a card game and secretly brings it back to Hogwarts. He hatches the egg and places it in the center of a fire. Within 1 week, Norbert is 3 times his original size, and smoke is issuing from his nostrils. Norbert sneezes sparks, a sign he will soon develop into a full-fledged fire breather. The Norwegian Ridgeback can breathe fire at 1 to 3 months old, earlier than any other breed. And continuing on. According to the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the newt salamander is required text as at Hogwarts School. The Norwegian Ridgeback is extremely aggressive to its own kind, making it a rare dragon. Legends state that one carried away and devoured a baby whale off the coast of Norway in 1802. Norbert is a hazard in captivity. His tail banging against the wall rattles windows, and wounds from the bite of his poisonous fangs turn green. Hagrid must feed Norbert dead rats by the crate to satisfy his ravenous appetite. Where in the world? The Norwegian Ridgeback originated in the Norwegian mountains, where it eats water-dwelling creatures and singes the landscape on a regular basis. There have also been sightings at Hogwarts in England and in Romania. Okay, and did you know? According to the headmaster Dumbledore, one of the 12 uses of dragon's blood is as oven cleaner. The Warlocks Convention of 1709 outlawed dragon breeding. It is illegal to keep a dragon as a pet in the wizarding world. Dragon eggs are considered Class A non-tradable goods. Hatchlings should be fed a bucket of chicken blood and brandy mixture. Despite Hagrid's good intentions, Norwegian Ridgebacks are impossible to train or domesticate. It is especially unwise to keep a fire-breathing dragon as a pet if you live in a wooden house. Good advice. Okay, we are to Smaug, who was voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch in the live-action version of The Hobbit, I believe. I'm just thinking. Anyways, Jaws. Smaug's fiery breath, at full force, reduces every building in town to a heap of ashes. He produces a roar that is so fierce and deafening it causes avalanches. Legs. Muscular legs trample the ground with power enough to shake the roots of mountains. His claws are capable of crushing boulders. Body. Nothing, not a sword, nor arrow, nor curse can penetrate Smaug's tough hide. However, there's one spot on his underside that is vulnerable. Okay. Tail. A single sweep of Smaug's mighty tail is all it takes to smash the roof of Esgoth's great house. Eyes. Blazing eyes emit a thin, piercing red beam that casts a dragon spell. Wings. A noise like the roaring wind is produced by the flapping of Smaug's enormous wings. There's the actual size. Very larger than man size. And we're going to look at this picture here while I get better position here. Isolated deep within the lonely mountain, Smaug the Golden sleeps. Smaug the Golden sleeps atop the pile of treasure that he stole from the dwarves. Smaug makes his bed on the mass of ornaments, utensils, weapons, and gems that he hoards. He lies upon the gems for so long that they stick to his soft belly, forming a dazzling protective armor. At the end of a hot tunnel in the dungeon hall, dug by dwarves, Smaug gurgling. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Sorry about that. Says he lies up on the gems for so long that they stick to his soft belly, forming a dazzling protective armor. At the end of a hot tunnel in a dungeon hall dug by dwarves, Smaug's gurgling snore can be heard. His lair gives off an eerie red glow and wisps of vapor. Although one of Smaug's drooping eyelids stays open enough to watch for thieves, Bilbo the Hobbit is able to sneak in and steal a two-handled cup from the treasure hoard. Okay. The discovery of this theft infuriates Smaug, who circles the sky above the mountain in a rage, bellowing and shooting flames. Later, Bilbo makes himself invisible and sneaks into the dragon's cave again. Although Smaug cannot see Bilbo, he can smell him, and he mocks the invisible hobbit. Bilbo flatters the vain Smaug into rolling over onto his belly. Bilbo spots an open patch in Smaug's jeweled armor. Knowledge of his weak spot is passed on to Bard the bowman, who kills Smaug with a single black dwarf-made arrow. It says, okay, where in the world? It says, Smaug is the last of the great dragons of Middle-earth in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. His lair is deep within the Lonely Mountain. Okay. It is unwise to reveal one's true name to a dragon. Many experts believe that a dragon is able to breathe fire because it stores a mixture of gases in its body. These gases ignite upon contact with the air, producing an intense flame. The dragon's ability to store gases such as methane may account for its terrible stench. There is no record of any dragon dying of old age. All dragons in recorded history have died from accidents, diseases, or battle injuries. Dragons have heightened sense of smell, sight, and hearing. Some breeds can even see objects as far as a mile, 1.6 kilometers away, and hear sounds well out of the range of the human ear. Okay. Let me pause for just a second here. Sorry about that. I was just making sure that I knew which of these stories to end on. And we still have a little ways to go. So, anyways, we are to Werewolf. Werewolves are awesome, by the way. One of my personal favorite creatures. Body. When the transformation is complete, the human body is turned into that of a wolf-like beast. Hair. Coarse hair covers the body. Some hair may remain even when the monster has reverted back to human form. Okay, there's nothing underneath. Looking for these little teeth. Long canine fangs and sharp cutting teeth easily sever flesh from bone. Okay. Eyes. Menacing eyes shine wildly in the moonlight. And that's what the overview we have of the werewolf. Now, they aren't overly tall, apparently. Of course, they walk on four legs. So, I mean, a dog is tall if it stands upon its hind legs. So, anyways, I'm going to adjust my position again. My feet keep going to sleep. And we're going to look at this transformation here. Okay. Says, an innocent-looking human by day, a werewolf changes by night into a terrifying wolfish beast. It attacks victims with vicious claws and fangs, tearing the flesh from their bones, or digs up corpses from cemeteries to satisfy its ravenous hunger for human flesh. The belief in werewolves probably grew from the fear of wolves, whose ghostly howls could be heard through the nighttime forests. Belief in werewolves was particularly strong in medieval Europe, and hundreds of innocent people were horribly executed by fearful mobs. Some really believed they were werewolves and confessed their crimes. In fact, they were suffering from a madness known as lycanthropy. For in the world. Okay, looks like there's lots of these. Werewolf legends arose in many parts of Europe, Asia, and North America, inhabited by true wolves. The forests of France inspired the most stories. 30,000 cases were reported between 1520 and 1630. Okay. Now, did you know? In medieval Europe, people were regularly tried for being werewolves. One of the last convictions took place in 1720 in Salzburg, Austria. Many people believe that werewolves disguise themselves by hiding their hair inside their bodies. Suspects were often torn apart as prosecutors searched for evidence. Folk stories from around the world tell of people who changed into tigers, leopards, hyenas, and bears. Some even describe werepigs, which attack and bite passers-by. In European folklore, werewolves sometimes turn into vampires, or they die, continuing their reign of terror. Oh, wait. I read that wrong. In Europe folklore, werewolves sometimes turn into vampires as they die, continuing their reign of terror. Okay. Okay, we are to Bigfoot. Let's see here. Face. Bigfoot has a heavy brow ridge and wide ape-like nostrils. Its eyes may shine green or yellow. Size. Bigfoot measures more than 3 feet 3 inches, 1 meter wide, and has a stooping posture and broad sloping shoulders. It weighs its weight is estimated at 400 to 440 pounds, 181 to 200 kilograms. Okay. Hair. One of Bigfoot's most distinctive features is a thick covering of hair. Usually this coat is shaggy and brown. Some people have described rust-colored, black, or even glossy hair. Arms. The arms are long and in proportion to the body, hanging down to the knee or below. Okay. That's how big they are. And let's get started here. This terrifying ape-like creature is said to roam in remote mountain forests, but it has eluded researchers and baffled skeptics for more than 150 years. Standing well over 6 feet 6 inches, 2 meters high, with arms down to its knees, Bigfoot can easily carry away dogs and livestock. More than 1,600 instances of Bigfoot sightings or trails have been recorded in the United States and Canada since the early 19th century. It says here, and these are the different types. That is Alma. This one is Yeti. And this one is Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus, the giant ape, was the largest ever primate to live on Earth. Fossils of 2 species have been found in India and China, dating from between 1 and 9 million years ago. Scientists think that the ape lived in open country but they don't know if it walked upright. Yeti, although there have been few actual sightings of the Himalayan abominable snowman, or Yeti, many people have come across its distinctive tracks. Some who have seen the Yeti describe the creature with pale or white hair, while others report a darker coat and a pointed head. Alma, the wild man of Central Asia, reputedly smaller than Bigfoot and less ape-like in build, in the late 1950s, based on his research into reported sightings, Soviet scientist Boris Porshnev suggested that these wild men were remnant populations of Neanderthal man. Where in the world? It says more than 400 reports of Bigfoot sightings come from the West Coast American states of California, Oregon, and Washington, and from the Canadian province of British Columbia. Other sightings have been reported from almost every part of Canada and the USA. Let's see. Did you know? Many people who have shot at Bigfoot from point-blank range report that the creature seemed invulnerable to gunfire. In 1995, a sample of alleged Bigfoot hair was sent for DNA analysis to the Ohio State University. After years of testing, the results are still inconclusive. Hunters claim their dogs whimper and shy away from Bigfoot. Okay, I think this is the last one right here. The Hopkinsville Goblin. These are like folk tales and urban legends. Okay, it says, let's get down onto business on this. It says fingers. The bony fingers are tipped with curving talons like a bird of prey and can inflict a serious amount of damage if the goblin ever decides to get nasty. Arms. Long and slender, the arms dangle almost to the ground when the creature stands upright, enabling it to drop easily on all fours so that it can gallop off into the safety of the undergrowth at top speed. Body. Compared with humans, the being's slender body seems far too small for its head. So it has an oversized head. I get it. Eyes bulging on the sides of the head. The eyes burn brightly in the darkness, but are sensitive to too much light. Ears. Don't try sneaking up on this little monster, for its bat-like ears can pinpoint the slightest sound. Skin, the smooth skin shimmers in the silver light with a silver light that may be a protective force field for it glows more brightly when the beast is attacked. Face. The monster has the merest bump of a nose, while its slit-like mouth is unnaturally wide and appears to have no lips at all. Okay. Let's see. It is kind of short, it looks like. And we'll look at this picture here. Alien or supernatural creature. No one knows the origin of the Hopkinsville Goblin, but Elmer Sutton saw one clearly enough to shoot from a tree at his South Kentucky farm. Local Cherokee Indians also had traditions of visiting nighttime creatures that perfectly match Sutton's description of what he saw. The case remains a mystery, but tales of goblins have been featured in folklore since the earliest times. They are known as mischievous creatures hiding out in underground grottos, hollow tree trunks, or hidden areas around the house, emerging after dark to scare local humans. A few goblins are malevolent in nature and have been known to get downright nasty. Creeping outside to investigate, Elmer Sutton spots a goblin sitting in a tree and takes aim with his shotgun. He blasts it from its perch, but instead of tumbling to the ground, the eerie creature recovers in midair and floats towards his terrified attacker before scampering off into the bush. It says here, where in the world? The only documented sighting of the Hopkinsville Goblin occurred at the Sutton's farm near Kelly, sometimes known as Kelly Station, which is situated just north of the town of Hopkinsville in southwestern Kentucky, USA. Did you know? Investigators combed the area around the farm for clues, but the only sign of the encounter were stray bullet holes though one policeman did see a faint luminous patch on the grass where one of the goblins fell. Local Cherokee people tell of wide-eyed beings that shunned the light and had to be chased off when one of the tribes moved to a new hunting ground. It seemed the odd humanoids have appeared before. And with that, I believe that is number 5. We will be finishing up this entire book in the next chapter. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone, and I appreciate all the support. If you like this content, make sure that you like and subscribe, and check out the description. Well, you ring the bell, if you want more content to know when I upload, and also check the description for donation details. With that being said, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.